right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be playing some Vintage Cube. I'm back in the gameplay realm, and we're going to start a draft off with a Black Lotus. So, in case the Black Lotus wasn't here and it was a blank, I would be looking at something like Ignoble Hierarch. Hopefully, play some kind of multicolor green, good haymakers, power them out ahead of schedule. Lucky for us, Black Lotus is kind of the same, just better, right? So actually, this is kind of a weak pack. I would guess the next person will take Ignoble Hierarch unless they go for something like Shallow Grave, because it really pairs well with, let's say, I don't know, Atraxa Emrakul start. But yeah, we're going to be picking Black Lotus. Interesting pack here. What do we follow up our Black Lotus with? I see a fetch land and I see a Force of Will out of, actual contestants. The Force of will be very good to either force through or negate brokenness, while the Misty is just extremely flexible. Huh. Great question. I'll try the Misty here. Then we're kind of leaving the door open for more stuff, I guess. So let's say we took the Force of Will. What would we be looking at now? It would be not ideal here. Maybe I just take another fetch and postpone our decision. Yeah, I think that's fine. Take another fetch. Double fetch Black Lotus. Could be anything, but it's also important to actually jump in at some point. Let's see if that point is now. So funnily enough, here's another fetch that I actually think I'm going to take. I don't think I've ever had this start before in Cube. What's the best card in this pack? It's probably something like Elite Spellbinder, Kaito, something along those lines. You can take another fetch. This is kind of funny, because those fetches really want like duels and triumphs later, but we also have to pick some spells at some point. Right now I'm looking for, signs that certain colors are open, which basically means when I see cards that quote unquote aren't supposed to be here, then that could be our cue to move in. So that's my mindset in a situation like this where we could go anywhere basically. Right now, it's pretty unlikely we end up like monocolor aggro. That would be spewing a lot of resources, but yeah, those fetches are quite nice. But with a lot of options, you also have to navigate that, right? Let's just say our draft was straightforward and we were obviously going to be two colors. Then it's way easier. So yeah, I'm just saying when you have a lot of choices, can be hard. Okay, so the best cards in this pack are something like Mother Runes, Exhume, Grist. I don't like the Entomb here, but I do like the Grist. It's kind of taking advantage of the fact that we can most likely support more or less all mid-range cards in this deck. And yeah, Mother Runes excels in 1 or 2 color aggro, so let's take the Grist here as our first spell. But funnily enough, white does seem open, which is funny. But I don't know if we're able to pounce on that. Like take the Thalia and just keep taking white cards from here. Is that viable? Just sent the Mother Runes, which is kind of a shame. I was thinking I'll go for the Oliphant. It's kind of a red fetch land. Ooh, there's a Noble Hierarch. So let's say I had gone Mother, Thalia, I would have gone Luminarch, Aspirant now, but I will definitely go Noble in this situation and try and be this multicolor green deck. Yeah, we would have had a nice white deck as well, but this is a bit more fun, I guess. I'll go for Palantir. Palantir seems like a decent card. I don't really want to Lotus it out, but I want to Hierarch it out, so try that. We wheel Godless Shrine, which is fetchable by only Marsh Flash right now. Very important to note. So let's see, does that make sense? It makes it so that I have Noble, Lotus, Fetch, and Godless Shrine for white, meaning I can more or less pick any card. If I don't take Godless Shrine, I'm supposed to take Tarmogoyf and try and be like 2 or 3 color mid-range. Maybe that's the mature choice, and I'll not go into white. I'll try. Kind of a tough call. And then immediately we have this decision where, let's say we had the Godless Shrine, I could think about something like Stoneforge. I think double white is going to be too much. So it's the land, or yeah, I think I'll take Raging Ravine and try and not play white, but play the other colors. Which funnily enough, white is open. I don't know if this is correct. Take another land. Then we have Kaito here. Can we cast the Kaito? I mean, we probably can. So let's take Kaito in our 3-drop deck. Yeah. White is super open here. So I think the ideal way to end up in this draft is probably white, but that ship has sailed. That's okay. But I think it was relatively hard. I think passing Grist for Mother Runes was too hard, but what then the next pack, I could have gone Thalia. And from there, we could kind of pick up the pieces, even get a 15 pick aspirant. Yeah. Okay. That's how it is sometimes. What do we have here? We have a One Ring, which is awesome. We have a Hex Drinker, which is awesome. Question is, which is the better card? So, Hex Drinker, pretty nice. One Ring, also very nice. We'll take the One Ring here. So right now, I could be looking at playing some Sultai deck. But let's see. Fractured Identity, we have Noble, we have some fetches. We can probably cast it later if we want to. Maybe I'm supposed to take Flash out of a pack like this. There's also the multicolor accelerant. Maybe that's just better. Okay, I'll take Sylvan Caryatid here. This draft is kind of hard to navigate because I can most likely cast all spells, but also have to make some choices here and there. Okay, cool pack actually. Let's see. I'm most likely like base green. I'm gonna splash some black walkers. I mean, this card seems cool, but maybe Daze is just the mature pick here. I'm accelerating out stuff. If I can then Daze my opponent's play, yeah, I think it is too good to pass up. Taking Daze over the Gidrock. Okay, so Fetchland is awesome. Question is if I'm allowed to take something like Sentinel of the Nameless City over Fetchland. Right now, the fetches don't help me that much, which is kind of funny. I should probably take the fetch because the cards I'm powering out are kind of, interchangeable, I guess you can say. So Avacyn's Pilgrim is a multicolor accelerant, except we don't need white right now. If I passed it to Fairy, even less so. There's a Wasteland, which is always a cool card when you're expecting to have the mana advantage. Maybe Wasteland is a good pick here. This draft is kind of strange because, well, for one, white is wide open. That means the whole table is basically fighting for 4 colors. Speaking of 4 colors, can we play this Umnath? Because the other cards here aren't that amazing. So we have infinite fetches. We have those. Yeah, I'll take the Umnath here. What does this pack have to offer? It has an Arbor Elf. I guess I just take that card. In a perfect world, I get some duels and triomes. So Arbor Elf is actually a multicolor accelerant. This pack is bad. This pack is very bad. Maybe I take something like Skydiver. Really not impressive. We can take the Skydiver. So I need some duels to go. Right now I have the Ketria Triumph, which is fetchable by 3 of my fetches. So I have like the Temur mana pretty well locked down. I would love some black duels to go with those fetches to enable my 3 mana planeswalkers. But yeah, strange draft. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I sure am. It's been a while since I've recorded a vintage cube draft for the channel, so definitely excited to do that. I've been playing some 64 player tournaments, and yeah, mainly playing constructed, to be honest. And then I have the Pro Tour looming around a month from now, so definitely exciting times. Here I can take Dark Slick Shores, which will improve my mana, or Leyline Binding, which could be a 1 mana removal spell in like a 5-color deck. Okay, I'll go for the Leyline Binding, and then hopefully get the chance to pick up some duels soon. I do have 5 fetches if you count the Oliphant, so duels would be very welcome. The classic 5-color Daze deck. Flash is even wheeling? This draft is weird. Do I have red-blue reliably? It's funny because I don't think Flash is good. It's not going to be a very good Flash deck. I can take this iteration. Huh. I'm kind of committed to all colors here. Because let's say I say, okay, I don't want to play black. Then I have to cut 2 planeswalkers. Let's say I don't want to play white. I have to cut like a great card and a great removal spell. It's kind of tough. So here, I guess I just take the Waterlock Grove. Here I'm supposed to take something that improves my mana. Blue-red, maybe? Maybe it's this one. This is better with iteration. And it's better with Daze, Inspiring Vantage, because it incentivizes me to play more islands. And Island plus Vantage casts iteration. So funnily enough, now this card is exciting because I now have white cards, so Avacyn's Pilgrim is right in there. Okay, so we need actual cards, and we need duels. And we need Ancestral Recall. Okay, fair enough. I'll make an exception. Ancestral Recall Black Lotus, and a mess of a pile. I guess I'll take it. I'll allow it for now. So what else do we have here? We had Verdant, Gedmir's Garden, Mind Twist. Pretty good cards for my deck. I would love a Triome that covers like the rest of the colors. That means black, white, X. That would go a long way. What do we have here? Best card in this pack is Solitude. Then we have stuff like Inti. But I think that Temple Garden is too strong. It's annoying I have to make that pick, but it's also, just look at this. All my 4 duels will go and get Temple Garden. It's extremely important to have a like functional mana. So let's see, how much red do I actually have in this deck? I have Caryatid, Lotus, Ketria Triumph with 3 fetches, Oliphant as well, and some stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think I can cast my spells, but I also need more spells. I need to rattle off quite the string of spells, actually. And I need like 1 or 2 more lands. Really not ideal. So here's a Savai Triumph that gets fetched by 3 of my lands. And it is black-white X, as I talked about. Yeah, I can't pass that card. I needed to have functional mana. Now it's spell time. Sometimes the draft is just like super simple. Oh, I play whatever Reanimator. and I just pick the best Reanimator card from now until the draft is over. So funnily enough, there aren't any like card I'm super excited about here when it comes to, you know, just Haymaker style. It's basically the Oddity versus improving my mana. But let's count spells here. I have 9, I have 15 spells. Quick math is I need to pick up a lot of spells here. So I think I'll take the Oddity, even though it's not very exciting. Maybe I just take Paradise Druid here. I think that's decent. Then I kind of hope for some 3s and 4s to I can actually win the game now to close out the draft. Double red for Chandra is too much, I believe. Pull against command, maybe not the best. Liberator, I mean, the card is playable, it's just not amazing. I think I have to take it. Or I guess the Portent is probably pretty good. Yeah, let's just take Portent and try and basically we take Portent with the objective to kind of reduce our deck, which is a way to look at cantrips and cyclers. And we play a 40-card deck, so the effect is better than normal. Great Triumph, but I think I'm supposed to take this Reprieve. I have white mana regularly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I should have white. So having the white Time Walk, as I call it, is valuable for sure. Here's Tireless Tracker with infinite fetches. Love that card. That's a good pickup. So now I'm at 12 plus 8. That's 20 spells. So I still need a few more, but we're getting there. I also have Lingering Souls in my sideboard, which isn't terrible. Maybe just take Jetmir's Garden here. Let's take Garden, move Lingering Souls to the main deck. And we need a couple of more spells. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how good this deck is. I mean, this deck has Ancestral Recall and Black Lotus, so that changes the equation for sure. But yeah, I could see the mana not being good enough, but who knows? 4 fetches, 3 triumphs. Should be good, should be good. Here we have Headliners, Scarlet. The card is decent. Both has a finisher later and an engine earlier. Or I have Terra Sunder. I think Scarlet is better. Terra Sunder. No, maybe it's better to just have universal removal. Lumberjack, that's not really the deck for it, in my opinion. Recurring Nightmare. I guess I'll take this card. Really not amazing. Wow, a lot of lands here. So let's see. 12 and... Okay, I could actually take a land here. Maybe I'm supposed to take Water Grave for a black card. And I take Blade Splicer, then I take the Champ, and then I get another Triumph. This is kind of amazing. Let's see if I'm playing the good old one basic land deck, something along those lines. Interesting. Very interesting. So for deck building, I guess, first of all, let's see, 14 lands. I can go to 16 lands and an Oliphant and a Lotus. I don't think that's horrible because I have a Wastelands, a Spell Land, I have a Waterlogged Grove I can sacrifice. So I guess I can add 2 lands and call it a day. So let's first of all check if we have like how many. Let's just say let's start with green. We can take the colors from one end to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So funnily enough, yes. I think I want to play 1 forest. it is an untapped source for my fetches. I believe I have a couple. Yeah, I have 3, so I need that forest. I might even cut Raging Ravine, but let's see. Let's count the blue sources, because I do play Daze, which is maybe insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that they should be okay. How many blue fetches do I have? I only have 1 blue fetch. So I don't think I'm going to play the island, but let's see. Then let's count white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plenty of white. No planes needed. Let's try and count the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plenty. I think I'm going to cut this ravine, actually. Is that my worst land? Maybe it's that or Waterlock Grove. Which color am I missing? Let's count black. 1, 2, 3. No, wait a minute. Misty's not black, I believe. Oh, it is, because I picked up Water Grave. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be plenty as well. Oh. So I have enough colors. I think what I'm supposed to do is add like 1 island and maybe cut that one for 1 more forest. Let's recount red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely playable. This has some decent card quality, and it's all about the mana. So I'll submit this a 5-color monstrosity, and I'll see you guys for the games. All right, round 1. I'm playing 5-color nonsense, and I mean, this is some kind of opening hand. We can definitely get run over here. I need a black source off of Wooded Foothills. So let's see. Yeah, I think that one is good. Then we can fetch some kind of black source, and this way I also have 1 mana Leyline Binding turn 2, which is pretty impressive. If I wanted to curve Grist into the One Ring, it's unfortunately not a possibility, because this Triome, Ketria Triome, and Vantage does not cast Grist. So I might need to use Wooded Foothills for a tap source. Ooh, I love the Workshop. Okay, okay. Let's hope we don't fall too much behind. Let's just hope it's a card I can deal with Leyline Binding. Looks like some kind of 6-drop. I guess the opponent's just playing around Daze. Nope. Kappa Cannoneer. That card is amazing against my plan here, unfortunately. Darn, that's very strong. So let's important. I don't think these cards are very good. Any order, shuffle. Develop the black. Turn to Kappa. That just might be too much to handle here. Omnath. Omnath can do some stuff later. Kappa Cannoneer getting stronger. I need to get to 5 mana before I can kill Kappa Cannoneer with Leyline Binding. Okay. That is extremely powerful. So if I didn't cast the Portent, I mean, I'm supposed to do that, but let's just say I didn't. I could respond here and kill the Minskenboo, but I just get run over here. Oof, that's brutal. Very brutal. Turn 2, Kappa, turn 3, Minskenboo. Okay, let's try again. We don't have the best sideboard for this deck. It's like if we play against Combo, you can bring in Thalia. definitely a keep here. This has huge potential. I think what I'm supposed to do is use Waterlock Grove because fetch is so good with Umnath later. So I use Waterlock Grove as my turn 1 mana source. And then this is the eternal question here in Vintage Cube. Are there more punishers for playing out Lotus or more punishers for slow rolling Lotus? Very, very tough question. Let's see if the opponent has any sweet turn 1 play. They did not, but they played out a Mox Diamond. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do here is now I play out the Lotus because now the reason to do so is playing around soft counters because I really want this Skydiver to resolve. So I guess I go Basic Island, Black Lotus, play around Mana Leak. I'll play around Mana Leak and I can beat Remand as well. great strategical games of Magic today. Very great. Let's see if the third one is actually a good game. That would be very nice. Okay, so now the opponent knows that I have like thievery going on. So I guess they're less likely to play out a Mox Diamond they don't need. Or we just were able to play around the soft counter in that spot. Who knows? Nice days here. Inspiring Vantage, not really doing any favors when it comes to days and leyline binding. But it does help, cast my spells, so there's that. But right now, leyline binding is a 5-drop. Opponent with the opponent has a nice deck. Workshop, Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, Anamorphose. Okay, so hopefully my opponent is just playing for, let's call it upside here. That wasn't the case. It's been a while since I've had like 3 games in a row that just ended turn 2. But yeah, that's definitely the Vintage Cube experience. That'll do it for round 1. Let's see if we can get a win on the board. Okay, time for round 2. Let's see if we can do a bit better. Or at least have a game that lasts longer than 2 turns. On the draw here, I have a good hand. Let's see. Temple Garden, Noble, Misty Rainforest gets Watery Grave, so I can go turn 2 Kaito. Very nice draw, actually. I really enjoy, it's really satisfying when you can like play your multicolor cards on time and your acceleration actually works. Because let's say this is Land Elves, then I can't cast a turn 2 Kaito. So it's like I really enjoy those situations. It's very satisfying. Ooh, what a beating round 1. I haven't forgotten that yet. That was crazy. The game, all 3 games were just done in no time. A Tarmogoyf is a decent draw in case this game gets a bit scrappy. The cool thing about Kaito is you can like make a ninja and then kind of then you can hide then you can hide the Kaito and start drawing cards on the following turn. But okay, so Black Lotus out of Lelia is not the end of the world. Unless my opponent finds something awesome. Okay, so we get Mind Twisted for 1 here, which is not my favorite thing because it does open up some broken situation where 1 out of 6 times we lose the Misty Rainforest, maybe we can't play Magic, so. Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. That is the dream for the opponent. The straight up dream. So let's see. Let's important. That fetch land is good because then I can go like Omnath, One Ring, stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna keep these cards. Let's see, which of those cards are bad? Hmm. Maybe I'm just gonna... No, I'm not gonna draw all of them. I'm gonna fetch next turn. Maybe I could do better than a tap land. I feel like that's the move. No. Play that. Unfortunately, play a Tarmogoyf that isn't strong enough. So my opponent did invest a Lotus to cast a Lelia, but they keep attacking with it, so they'll buy back the advantage inevitably and eventually. Brutal stuff with the Misty. So let's see what the opponent hits from the top here. They hit a land. So basically, right now, I need to either do something better than the Lelia or, match it on board. I'm a bit uncertain how to do that. Maybe it's something to do with getting the Umnath into play. I am taking a lot of damage, though, and I'm not sure what kind of untapped land I can go and get with this Mars Flats. Sometimes I take a screenshot of my deck, but I didn't do that this time. So let's see. We have Watery Grave, and that's about it. Okay, so no normal duels in this deck. No Taiga. Guess I couldn't have found Taiga anyway. Let's see what the opponent does here. I have to sacrifice a creature. The problem is I have to sacrifice this Tarmogoyf. Goyf is gone. Can I go Watery Grave Omnath? Blue. I don't have red then. Can't do that. Ugh, it's very bad. This is very, very bad because if I go like Lingering Souls, I keep taking damage here. It's just kind of terrible, but maybe that's the name of the game here. Yeah. Been a solid beating so far. Mind Twist for one on the Misty. The opponent just keeps attacking with that card. I think I'm supposed to block this until end of time. Here's a Harvester, which can kill Noble soon, so not ideal, not ideal. The problem is I need the ring in play at some point to have protection, but it doesn't do a lot if I'm not on the board and can kind of swing the other way. Okay, okay. Yeah, now I think it's just too much. I can flashback souls and spin my wheels a little bit, but I think that's too much. Okay. Tough day. Very tough day. We did win a game, though. Won a game where I stole my opponent's Mox and I had a Black Lotus draw. But the other games, that stuff just, I was on the receiving end of that stuff. That's how it is. When you play Cube, you just hope. Well, I hope for close games where you have a lot of small decisions, but results-wise, you just hope that you're the one to draw. Black Lotus, Flash. I don't know if you guys saw the coverage of the mocks. I just got Flash Wormed and Black Lotus Grave Titan and stuff. It was just it was a tough day, very tough day. I was lucky to win round 1 against a very good double Mox deck, where I just threw the complete nuts. I had a draw where I went Ancient Tomb, Smuggler's Copter turn 1, then turn 2 I play a creature and crew it, then turn 3 I play a 4/4 Raptor, attack for 7, and then the following turn I play Lele and just attack for lethal. It was unreasonable. I think I even had a Pyrokinesis in that mix. So funnily enough, here's a unplayable Lotus draw. We don't have any permanent mana sources, so I have to throw that back. This is better. We have turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Palantir, and then I guess I get rid of one of the walkers. I wonder which is the better one. Maybe Grist is the better one because it like kills a creature like right away if I need to down the line. Let's see if we can get to play the Palantir out. If we get to play the Palantir out, I think we have a decent shot, because then it's very early to have like an engine card in play. So let's see. Yeah, let's play out the Palantir. Because this Wooded Foothills is not an untapped source of very many colors. It's just a green one. So it's interesting how you play here. I feel like my opponent will mill my card here no matter what. I think leaving the 4 on top is great. They take the damage, fine. They let me draw the card, fine. Let's see if this Arbor Elf is dead. Arbor Elf is not dead. Okay, that's very good news. I don't think I have a green-black land in my deck. The Forest was a good draw. Sorry, the Wasteland was a good draw. I feel like I should destroy my opponent's land and play a Tarmogoyf. What's the alternative? Yeah, I'll try that. I think that's pretty strong. So now, it's tough to say whether our opponent will give me the card, but I think keeping Lingering Souls on top is fine. That card is super solid, and if they mill it over, they take damage, and I can flash back. I have a feeling we're going to be facing this Oliphant this turn, though, which is a bit scary because of Trample. Okay, Fatal Push. So as long as we don't get reanimated, I'm reasonably happy about that turn. Okay, that's a fine draw. So I think what I'm supposed to do now is cast Lingering Souls and then fetch something with a black in it. I have the Savai Triome. I think that's decent. Okay. I mean, this game is looking decent. I should actually respond to this trigger, but I didn't. Okay. The One Ring. I feel like my opponent's gonna give me the card. Do I want the One Ring? Maybe I can do better. They milled over a bunch of cards and went to 7. Okay, I like that. So what I should have done was fetch with this Wooded to make sure I don't mill the Triland I intend on getting. But Yeah, I've realized it too late, but that's important to know for the future. Let's see if we get swept here. Like Toxic Deluge for 1 would be annoying. That's not it. Mind Twist the rest of my hand. Sure. Okay. The opponent is really not playing to the board this game, and I draw a counter. Nice draw. I'll Flashback Souls, attack for 2, hold up counter. And hopefully that'll do it. We can just get a hard removal. Yeah, the opponent didn't do anything this game. Flame Tongue, Kabu. White. Untap. Counter. Attack for 5. Alright, so we're forcing game 3 here against the red-black deck. Pretty standard stuff going on that game from my side. The opponent didn't do anything. I had a pretty average draw, but I did get the Palantir going from early on, and that's where that card shines. If you play that card without being behind on board, chances are you can spiral that game into your advantage. Yeah, I guess we just submit and hope for the best. My deck is very like if I have a turn 1 accelerant, it's really awesome. But if I don't, especially on the draw, a lot of our cards are quite bad on the draw. Okay, so we have the turn 1 accelerant. We only have the forest, which is the double forest. Throwing all of my forests in the opener with leyline binding is obviously not something to write home about, but like I have a decent start here. I can go like, come on now. I was about to say turn 1 Avacyn's, turn 2 Wasteland, develop more mana ramp. Like that's pretty darn decent. Here's turn 1 Fable. Fable of the Mirror Breaker also makes my opponent's on 0 lands. That's amazing. I draw Terrace Under, which can kill the Fable. And I'm probably gonna do that. Fable being an enchantment. Opponent discards a few cards, Flame Tongue and Scrapwork Mutt. And now, okay, there's the mountain. I was hoping for a non-basic there so I can kind of keep up my plan of negating my opponent's resources, but not this time. So the good thing about this is my opponent has to kind of invest with the treasures every time they play something, and then if I can deal with it, it's a good exchange for me. But as things stand right now, it's not really ideal. I feel like I should kill that Fable. Maybe I can do it next turn and then get Palantir going this turn. Maybe that's better use of mana. Then next turn I can go, let's say, Caryatid and Terrace Under. And they get 1 turn with a... they get 1 turn with a Summoning Sig 2/2. I think that's okay. So here I put my 6-drop on top. Basically because I expect my opponent to mill it over. But that didn't happen. That's strange. But it's some kind of leveling game where they can make me look silly, I guess. Okay. Now the question becomes, should I Wasteland or develop mana? Actually pretty tough. If I wasteland, I also have mana to cycle my Oliphant that I just got gifted from the opponent. That was actually an interesting situation. The opponent let me draw a card. Maybe I just got outsmarted. I don't know. I'll give my opponent the credit here. I'm trying to think like how often that is. Instead of just taking the whatever 3 damage. But if they're certain I'm playing in a certain way, I like it a lot. Okay, so Inspiring Vantage, not a bad one. Not a great one either. So my opponent will start playing good things out. So what's my play here? I can kill Reflection. And I probably should. And then what? Play an 0-3 or Wasteland. Yeah, I think I'm going to Wasteland. And then no attack here. Guess I'm going to Mountain Cycle. See what Palantirs. Yeah, that's funny. I guess we get rid of both and then try and deal them damage. I believe this time my opponent will mill. Yeah, it's funny. So now what I can do with Oliphant is I can go get Savai Triumph, which is 3 colors. So all of a sudden I have 4 types. That makes Leyline Binding into a 2-drop. So if my opponent invests, you know, a lot of stuff here, I can hopefully kill it with Leyline Binding and go from there. Here's Lelia, which is probably the card I'm gonna just Mountain Cycle here. Divide, Triumph, Pass. So this is actually cool that the Avacyn's Pilgrim is a white source here. Then I can also develop Sylvan Caryatid. So let's see. Please no crazy card off the top. Swamp. Question is if my opponent already played a land. I think they did. Yes, my opponent already played a land, so no Lelia value here. I am taking more damage than I like. I guess I miscounted with the Caryatid because I only have 4 types. I for some reason thought that Wasteland stayed in play or something. Let's get rid of that. At this point, I believe my opponent's going to let me draw. So what does that mean? Let's see. Green, white, red, blue. So this is enough to play Omnath. If I keep both, I think I'll try that. That island is also something I can daze with if necessary. And now my opponent has 6 mana. This is going to be very tough. I think I'm too far behind this game. Despite my opponent not playing a land turn 1, I'm losing this game slowly but surely. I need my opponent to have a very, very bad hand. Even just the removal spell on the Avacyn's Pilgrim will be a catastrophe. Because I drew both of my forests. Because if this dies, sure, I have all my colors between island, forest, and this, but I don't have 4 different at the same time. Yeah, I'm very scared once the treasure starts getting sacrificed. Is this Otari? And my days will laugh at me? Or Mind Twist, I guess? Oh, okay. Fair enough. 4th Eolingas will do. Yeah, This was a cool game. It's like it was a cool struggle to try and stabilize, but in the end, couldn't really succeed. The mana kind of didn't help me. So the thing is here, if I play Omnath, I can't gain any life. I can't play Omnath and then land. So yeah, that's just all she wrote. Ooh, what a beating. 0-2 with Ancestral Recall Black Lotus? That happens sometimes. Maybe I didn't play my best. Maybe I wasn't the luckiest. Probably some kind of combination. Things just got out of hand. I guess I got Black Lotus a lot, so there's that. Black Lotus, Mana Crypt, turn 1 Tinker, stuff like that. So I'm not gonna put too much worry into that result. It's good to showcase that you can be on top of the world with Infinite Haymakers, Ancestral Recall, Black Lotus, but you can still get out vintage cubed, I guess. And that I sure did today. All right, I'm not gonna take too much more of your time. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.